Okay, welcome aboard again this morning. Got a little bit of an interesting project here. One of my customers asked if I could do a flag, an American flag, with some kind of a slogan on it, and she wanted a waving flag. Now, I don't like generally doing flags because I got 50 stars and that's a lot of cutting, but she's determined that she wants this, and glad to see that she would like to have it. So what I did was I found a small silhouette of a flag online, and I modified it a little bit and spread it out to about 14-inch spread. I printed this on 14-inch legal size paper. That's relatively easy to do if you haven't done it recently. Instead of putting in your paper like you normally do, you put this into the tray and it'll probably jut out about another inch or so beyond the tray. That's okay, just let it sit there, close it up. It's 8.5 inches wide, so it should be no problem with width. The length is going to be all banner-like. And you send it through the printer and you get yourself a nice printout and a larger size than you normally would on an 8.5 by 11 paper. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this down as usual on a piece of birch plywood. I opted for that because it's all ready to go and we don't have to worry about thinning down the size. And I'm going to start by doing the stars first, since that's going to be the most taxing part of this project. And on a waving flag, of course, none of the stars are all, some of the stars are not facing front, so you got a little bit of a waver in the flag, which is okay, just it makes it a little more difficult cutting. So we're going to put this down, and then of course we'll cut out the bars, and the whole project is going to be stained. This will probably be a dark stain, and then the lettering is going to be overlapping the flag just by a bit and hanging down below. And this will probably be a light stain. And this is all going to be a wall hanging, so it'll be kind of interesting to see how it comes out. Never done it before, but it's always the first time for everything. If you'd like a copy of this pattern, by the way, I have it up on my Etsy store. You're welcome to go in there and download it. And I'll have another little pattern or two along with it, and you can try this little project yourself. And if you come up with a better way of doing something, by all means let me know. Alright, so I'll start with cutting out the pattern, of course, and then taking some tape and putting it down on the board here. Hopefully I got enough on this roll to do it. This is probably thin enough too, so that if you want to do these for sales, craft show or something like that, you could probably do stack cutting and probably get 2 of them at a time. But I'm only going to do one, since that's what I need. Okay, I've got all this tape down here. And put that down so that we can have something to stick our pattern to, but also help the blade move along as well. Okay, put that aside for the moment. Take our flag and our glue stick. You might want to use an adhesive on this of a different type, spray adhesive, if you're into that type of thing. I was for a while, but I realized that after a while that stuff does get into your lungs, no matter how much you try to protect yourself. I think it's not a good idea. But, you know, I haven't done any scientific study of this. It's just a gut feeling, and last thing I want to do is have lung problems. So I use a trusty old glue stick. Seems to work pretty good. Okay, I think we've got that down pretty good. It's a nice looking flag, and with some modification you can take any type of clip art you see online and modify it for your own personal use or whatever. Okay, I'm going to go drill some holes. It's going to be a long task, I'm sure. A little hole in the center of each one of these stars, and also for the bars and for the exterior. And then we'll get going on the cutting, so I'll see you over at the scroll saw. Well, I decided to take you through my drilling process here, since it turned out to be a little bit interesting. I went out and bought myself a 1/16 inch drill bit, and I'm going to do it by hand like this, not the drill press, simply because the flag really doesn't fit well under the drill press, and you can get a better view here too. And we'll do our hole drilling here. So here we go. I've already got some done here. Well, there we go. All 50 stars have been cut out. I mean, I wish. Have been drilled out. And the stripes also, except for up here. Do those right now that I think of it. Okay, I think we're all set. I got one for the exterior of the flag too. I drilled all this out on cardboard on the top of my workbench. Didn't want to have a hole going through the workbench, so worked out pretty good. All right, now I'll see you over at the scroll saw. Okay, we're at the scroll saw now, and we got all our holes drilled, as you saw. And now I'm going to try cutting them out. And let's see how well I do on this. Never had a lot like this before. So many tiny areas to cut. I'm sure it's going to be tedious and they end up taking a break, but I think we'll get it done. I've changed over to a number 3 reverse tooth blade, and we'll see how that works. And I'm going to drop the speed down quite a bit because I want to take my time working through this. Alright, first star is underway here. Okay, here we go. Okay, these stars have to be cut almost point by point. It's impossible to do it as a full star. At least these crooked ones anyways. The straight ones you could probably cut normally. Okay, I'm not going to take you through all these stars. It's going to take you quite a while to do this. So what I'm going to do is I'll cut the rest of these out over a period of time, and I'll bring it back toward the end before we get into the stripes. Okay, I finished up all of the stars, all 50 of them. It was a tedious bit of work, but I managed to get it done. And now I'm working on the stripes. And I'm using the same blade, which is the number 3 reverse tooth. And this seems to be cutting pretty good. Okay. Okay, we managed to cut all the stars out. Got 50 stars. We've got stripes on the flag. Patterns have all been removed, and it needs a good sanding now, but we'll do that after. Right now we're going to work on the other part, which is going to be the lettering that's going to go along the bottom here. So let's get our board set up for that. Again, same routine. I won't bother to film this because same situation. We'll put the tape down, put the pattern down, and drill the entry holes, of which there are a few, and then I'll meet you over at the scroll saw and we'll get a little bit of this cut out too before we finish up our project here. Okay, getting ready to cut out the God Bless America. It's going to be attached to the flag part. But I noticed that going through it, these two pieces are going to be hanging out into the air. And while it should be pretty safe, you never know who's going to touch it or how it's going to work. So I decided what I do is add a star, a decorative star over here. It gives us nice support on that side, and we have nice support on this side. So it should be okay. I'm going to attach it to the flag. That's what I'm going to do, and that's why that black star is there. I just sort of added that on. Okay, well, I finished this little project, this wall sign, and I did record the, or at least I thought I recorded the last stages of it, sanding of all the parts and then the staining. But unfortunately the camera wasn't on, so I didn't catch it. But as you can see here, I did use a dark stain, a walnut on the top, and I just left the natural finish on the front. And I coated the whole thing in a clear spray, which makes it really stand out nicely. So I think it's a pretty good looking little project. And if you'd like to make one for yourself, you can click the link down below and you can get the pattern on my Etsy store, and I'll put in a few extra patterns too that you can play around with as well. Thank you for watching.